Hello, welcome to this week's YouTube video for people in the natural environment. I'm just in my kitchen at home, chopping an organic swede, drinking a cup of tea. I spend most of my time when I'm not teaching. So the theme of this week is thinking about environmental behaviour, and I'm interested in this theme because obviously we're thinking mainly about how we interact directly with the natural environment in this module, but one of the ways that we impact the most on the environment is the way that we consume resources. And so an important dimension of people in the natural environment is thinking about our environmental behaviour. But one of the things I want to do in this little video here is kind of start you thinking a little bit differently about this idea of choosing to live an environmental lifestyle, and how our ability to choose to live an environmentally friendly lifestyle is actually quite constrained. So the screencast presentation is delving into a bit of the theory around understanding behaviour, but what I wanted to do with this video is to just explore that from my personal perspective. So welcome to my kitchen. I hope you weren't expecting it to be very tidy, because it's not. I am somebody who knows an awful lot about the environment, and I'm quite knowledgeable, quite well educated on the subject, and I'm also, my attitude towards the environment is that I really care and I want to live an environmentally friendly lifestyle wherever I can. And I started to try to implement that. So I think that I understand not only the importance of environmental lifestyles, but also some of the difficulties and barriers to leading an environmental lifestyle, because making good choices is actually quite hard work. And this is why I think we need to think more about changing the structures of life, not just focusing upon expecting people to make better choices and persuading them to do so. So as somebody who has already been persuaded and has already received quite a lot of education, here are some of the things I have observed about making good choices in terms of environmental lifestyle. So let's go on. One of the first things I want to talk about is recycling. So I think that recycling is probably one of the most important things that we can think about doing at a domestic level, but that requires space. So down here are my recycling bins and also the cat food bowl. So you need space for recycling. If you're going to recycle all the household waste, you need somewhere to put the bins inside the house, and how many people really have very much space to do that? Also, I try and address food waste, so that requires me having a compost bin under my sink and cooking from scratch wherever possible, recycling all of the waste from that, minimising the amount that I throw away. That takes quite a lot of time and quite a lot of resources and quite a lot of space. And what you can't see around my house is that in every single cupboard and every single bit of space that I have got, there are jars and jars of jams and pickles and preserves and all the things that I try and make to minimise the amount of stuff that I've grown on my allotment that ends up thrown straight in the compost bin. So the ability to make those good environmental choices, like recycling well, like minimising food waste, takes skill, it takes space in your house, it takes resources. The other one that I want to think about is cycling. So I've tried to adopt the practice of cycling and moving away from using a car. That requires me to have all the gear around, like safety equipment, stored in the house. And also, where in a room like this do I store a bike? I don't have any space in my house to safely store my bike, so I had to invest in quite an expensive and secure metal shed bolted to the ground in my garden to store my bike so that it's insured. So go and explore the screencast, have a think about how easy it is for you to adopt good environmental behaviours in your everyday life, and how much it requires certain amounts of resources and time and expertise and an awful lot of work. It's worth doing, but it's not as easy as just making good choices. I'll get back to chopping my organic swede now. See you in class.